Let's bring in Republican Congressman from Florida, Matt Gaetz. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
What's your reaction to the apparent implosion of the Lincoln Project?
The Lincoln Project is the past, but there are new incarnations in the Republican Party of those who are trying to purge Trumpism from our movement. And frankly, the most dangerous was Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who took to the floor and essentially gave the Biden Justice Department cover to prosecute the president, his son, even his supporters who didn't engage in any violent conduct on January 6th. So I doubt we'll be talking about the Lincoln Project specifically going forward, but there will always be this bastion of the establishment. And really that's what the Lincoln Project was. They were a front group for establishment money to attack the president and the people who supported the president, and that energy and that motivation will continue. I see my colleague, Representative Adam Kinzinger, has set up a group to essentially do the same thing. And so it's important that those who believe in the America First agenda continue to advocate for it and see that it has a role in our government going forward.
To another huge controversy, the New York nursing home scandal and calls for Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign from some. Should there be hearings on Capitol Hill?
Absolutely, and I'm proud of the work of Steve Scalise in calling for more of a criminal probe into whether or not there was obstruction of justice or other violations of federal criminal law. Of course, since the Biden Justice Department has become a political entity with political appointees, I doubt that'll happen at the national level. But it's something to watch the media's coverage of Governor Cuomo and Governor DeSantis, because, of course, in Florida, we didn't embrace a lockdown strategy. We instead protected those long-term care facilities, those nursing homes, with a cocoon of testing and, all kinds of work to ensure the virus wasn't putting those folks in risk. And then in New York, you had them literally having folks on a carousel from hospitals with high COVID activity and then into those nursing homes, and now a cover-up to limit the access to the data that would show how those policy choices led to a whole lot of death in New York. I mean, there's a reason why in Florida COVID was twice as survivable as it was in New York, and that's because we focused on the vulnerable while allowing our people to live freely.
And yet there are some reports that the Biden administration may be considering domestic travel restrictions, including to your state of Florida. Here's your governor on that today.
There's no basis in medical, there's no basis in economics, there's no basis in reality to do this except to punish a state that is doing it better than what his experts have recommended. Biden is a lockdowner, his advisors are lockdowners. Lockdowns don't work. We've demonstrated that. We're not turning back, Maria, and they will not be able to get away with targeting Florida.
Congressman, your thoughts?
I'm proud of my friend and Governor Ron DeSantis. How about this? If the Biden administration wants a travel restriction, why don't they restrict the travel in the state of New York from the COVID hospitals to the nursing homes? That would seem like it would be more wise than a travel restriction aimed at the people of Florida. What Ron DeSantis didn't say, but which is the truth, is that the Biden folks know that if Donald Trump is not the candidate in 2024, the leader of our movement will be Ron DeSantis. He is a strong potential presidential candidate in 2024. The Biden team knows that, and so they're trying to somehow cast aspersions on the Florida experience, because you know what? Throughout America, there's a lot of Florida envy right now, Mike. People see that in Florida, businesses are opening, unemployment is dropping, home buying is increasing, and that type of prosperity is very attractive to people who are having to endure lockdowns in other parts of America.
Full disclosure, I have some family members in New York who are considering moving to the great state of Florida. What do you make of this migration to Florida from New York?
Florida is a purple state, but what's interesting is that since the late 90s, we have had unified Republican control of the government in Florida. That's led to very low taxes, right-sized environmental regulations. We invest in our schools and our people. We have good transportation. And so it's really a case study in what happens if you have good conservative policy over an extended period of time. And that's lifted up our state, and it's made our state more attractive for people to bring their energy, their entrepreneurism, their capital, and their dreams for a better future. That's always been the story of Florida. We launch our best and brightest to the heavens, and we invite all who want to come and realize that freedom and enjoy it in our great state.
Hey, Congressman, though, do you worry about changing Florida politics if you have all these New Yorkers moving to town?
Well, we would prefer if people move to Florida that they leave their blue state politics behind. But really, Mike, we get a lot of political refugees, people who want to escape the high taxes and the burdensome regulations and increasingly these lockdowns that limit access to schools and other elements of life. And freedom's very popular. We've noticed that in Florida, whether it's freedom to control your own money or control the decisions you make about where you go out to eat. All in all, it's meant good things for our folks. And we hope when people come and get that salt water on their skin and the sand in between their toes, that they realize that voting Republican will keep the good times rolling in the Sunshine State.
Sounds pretty good. We've had a lot of snow up here recently, Congressman. Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida, thanks so much.
Thank you, Mike. This is Congressman Matt Gaetz. If you liked that video, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and join us on our daily podcast, Hot Takes with Matt Gaetz, on your favorite podcast listening platform.